Namo Buddhaya. Imagine living a life where no matter how good or well-intentioned your actions are, people still find reasons to criticize you. Sounds familiar, right? Whether you're a high achiever, a kind-hearted person, or someone who's simply doing their best, criticism is inevitable. So, what should we do when people criticize us? How can we stay strong and not let their words bring us down? Stick around, because today we'll explore the profound Buddhist wisdom that teaches us how to navigate criticism with grace and peace. Buddhism teaches us that criticism is an unavoidable part of life. Whether you're doing something positive or groundbreaking, there will always be someone who disapproves. The Buddha himself encountered criticism throughout his journey. This is because people perceive things through their personal biases, sometimes leading them to misunderstand or even feel envious of your actions. We all want to be liked and accepted, but the truth is, no matter how noble our intentions, not everyone will understand or appreciate what we do. Criticism often says more about the critic than the person being criticized. People's comments are filtered through their own experiences, beliefs, and insecurities. That's why one of the first steps to dealing with criticism is understanding that it's not always a reflection of who you are, but of how the critic sees the world. In Buddhism, criticism can generally be divided into two types: constructive and negative. Constructive criticism comes from a place of care. These people genuinely want to see you grow and succeed. They might point out flaws or areas for improvement to help you become better. On the other hand, negative criticism often stems from misunderstanding, jealousy, or resentment. These critics seek to tear you down rather than build you up. It's crucial to differentiate between these two types of criticism. If someone offers feedback with love and sincerity, we should be open to it. However, if the criticism is toxic and baseless, rooted in envy or personal agendas, we need to protect ourselves from absorbing those negative energies. This brings to mind the old saying, "Not every opinion deserves your attention." Ask yourself, what is the intent behind the criticism? Is it to help you improve, or is it to make the critic feel better about themselves? Once you can discern this, your reactions become much clearer and more controlled. A famous Buddhist story illustrates how, no matter what you do, criticism is inevitable. During Buddha's time, a group of people visited a monastery and encountered 3 monks. The first monk was very silent and reserved, offering few words of wisdom. The visitors criticized him, saying he didn't know anything. They then went to the second monk, who spoke in complex, profound terms. They couldn't understand him and criticized him for making things too complicated. Finally, they met the third monk, who spoke in simple, easily understood terms. Yet, they criticized him for being too simplistic. This story highlights an important truth. No matter what you do, some people will find fault. The 3 monks, each with different teaching styles, were all criticized for opposite reasons. This is a powerful reminder that you cannot please everyone. Whether you're too quiet, too profound, or too simple, there will always be someone who disagrees with your approach. The key lesson here is not to take these criticisms personally. It's impossible to mold yourself into something that satisfies every single person's expectations. The monks were perplexed, and sought the advice of the Buddha. The Buddha taught them that whether you remain silent, speak profound truths, or keep things simple, you will always be criticized. This is the nature of the world. No one in history has escaped criticism entirely. Therefore, the Buddha encouraged the monks to focus on their inner peace and continue doing good, regardless of the criticism they received. What the Buddha teaches here is timeless wisdom. Criticism is not something we can control, but we can control how we react to it. When you know that you're doing something beneficial for yourself and others, keep going. Don't let the fear of what others might say paralyze you. There's great power in trusting your path and intentions. This lesson has profound applications in today's world, where criticism, especially online, is rampant. With social media, it's easy to be bombarded with opinions from strangers, but their words should not dictate our self-worth or direction. In today's digital world, criticism is often amplified. Let's take an example of a content creator who posts their work on social media. For every positive comment, there might be a negative one, questioning the quality, the intent, or even the creator's character. In such cases, the Buddhist approach becomes even more valuable. By accepting that criticism is inevitable and separating constructive feedback from baseless negativity, the content creator can maintain their peace of mind and focus on creating without constantly seeking approval. When social media influencers, for instance, receive harsh feedback, it's important for them to remember this story of the three monks. Not everyone will resonate with what they create, and that's okay. The lesson here is to remain grounded in your purpose and not let the noise of the outside world deter your inner journey. How to apply this lesson in real life. When faced with criticism, ask yourself, is this constructive? Can I learn something from it? Does it align with my goals and values? If the answer is yes, use that criticism as a stepping stone for growth. If not, let it go. Don't allow it to pull you into a spiral of self-doubt. People will always have opinions, but their opinions are not your truth. The core lesson in this video is that criticism is inevitable, and we should not let it dictate our actions. If we are doing something good for ourselves and others, we must keep going, regardless of what others say. The beauty of this teaching lies in its simplicity. It frees us from the endless cycle of seeking validation from others. When you understand that criticism is a natural part of life, you can face it without fear or anxiety. Whether you're criticized for being too quiet, too profound, or too simple, remember the monks and their story. Continue on your path with confidence and compassion, knowing that the world will always have something to say, but your peace comes from within. Namo Buddhaya.